it started.
Safety first!
Looks like you got some kind of alternate universe in there or something.
Yeah. All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up. That's never happened to me before.
Shit. I've been waiting for you.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Two of you need help.
Some folks have a strange idea to entertain.
Damn it.
Feel the wrath.
I pressed the wrong button. I'm so sorry! Bitch.
And welcome everybody to another episode of Deadwire Live. Tonight we have fired Jeff. We're sick of him being Jeff. No, actually, seriously, I got a photo. He sent me a photo. He is at a Bullet Boys concert. As you can see, he's all decked out in his 80s garb to go root for Bullet Boys. So, yeah. He might make it after the concert.
Gosh, I thought you'd uploaded a picture of Rufio before. That's
No, he did this earlier tonight. He said he's at the Bullet Boys concert. So
far be it for me to judge.
yeah,
No.
so yeah, that's where Jeff is, everybody. We didn't fire him, so but I'll let Kevin take over since this is his show.
Everyone keeps saying that it's not my show. I just make the goddamn slides. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We are not joined with Jeff this evening. However, we got a very fantastic replacement. Please welcome Brandon Salisbury. Brandon, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. If you don't know who Brandon is, you might know his name from such documentaries as George A. Romero's Resident Evil movie. I've been seeing this on Prime for the last several weeks, and Jeff said, "Oh yeah, we're going to talk to him." Really?
Cool.
We get to? Okay. So I was really excited about it. And then I forgot up until this morning that we get to talk to you today. And I was like, "Oh, that's so cool." So thank you very, very much for joining us.
Thank you. Truly an honor.
So again, we were just talking about before the show started. You were a big fan of both Romero and Resident Evil, and your film, you told us, was a passion project as a result of that. And my gosh, like Chad said, it shows, because I've never seen something so comprehensive as this picture was. It was so good across the board, explaining what Romero's films were, where they came from, what they turned out to be, how that turned into be Resident Evil, how that turned out to be something completely different once it got to the cinematic era, well, with Constantine and whatnot. So it was very, very good. It left no questions of what's Resident Evil, what's a PlayStation, what's a Capcom. It's just very natural. And the people that you interviewed are very well known to fans of both of those fandoms.
Yeah.
So it was fantastic. Thank you.
Yes, it definitely was.
Thank you. It was many years of hard work. It took, I started work on the documentary late 2019. And it just came out January 2025. So it was a very long time coming.
I'm sure the pandemic didn't help any.
Yeah, there's about 18 months where we really didn't do anything. I remember my writing partner, he pointed me to an article where they announced the George A. Romero archives that would be at the University of Pittsburgh.
Oh.
This was beginning of March of 2020. So I'm already like anticipating going there. And then it was like 2 weeks later, the pandemic hit. And then I was in constant communication with the curator of the archives, Ben Rubin, who ended up doing interview for the documentary. And I used to tell him, like, I'm your constant harasser, because everything shut down, and I would just constantly be emailing him like twice a month, like, hey, how's it looking? Can I get in there soon? And it was about 18 months. I think I went day 2 after it opened. So I mean, as soon as I could, I got in there, and I actually got to see George's original scripts. Some of them had his personal handwritten notes in them. It was neat. Like I was all but tearing up, being able to like touch something that was purely George's, personal property.
Yeah.
And for something that, for something that I felt so attached to, which was his concept for the film. I had a copy of his script already, but to see the different drafts and again, like just be able to touch his handwritten notes on each page, that was quite the experience.
Like getting to see the Holy Grail almost.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And it's a lot of people ask me what it's like after putting in all this work, and to see the accolades, see the reaction to it, and everything that has transpired. And the only word that I can use is surreal. I did this without any idea of what it was going to end up becoming, whether it would be received well, whether it even, like it started as like, well, maybe we can just throw it on YouTube. And we're talking like back when I was just doing the initial research, like, maybe it'll be a YouTube video. And then like everything just started spiraling out of control until next thing I know, it's like, oh, we have companies wanting to buy this.
Yeah,
So it
awesome.
was something. So it's surreal.
Now, does Constantine Films ever say, gosh, you know what? Maybe we should have done that? Or are they pretty solid with their decision that they'd made with going with Anderson's quadrilogy? Was it
So
4?
No, it's 6.
So
more than 4.
What's the with the films?
Yeah.
They're getting ready to release number 8.
8. Yeah, that's
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And they did a TV series. So it's so funny enough, when I started the documentary, the idea was to actually get both sides. I wanted to, obviously, we wanted to tell George's story, but we also wanted to get input from Constantine Film and kind of get them to explain, like, okay, so what exactly led to it? And I sent email after email to all the proper, I think just about every department in Constantine to try and get a response. I never got a response. And I did that. Yeah. So, I mean, maybe it just went into their spam folders. Who knows? But we did attempt to make contact because I wanted to try and be unbiased.
Sure.
And once they declined, it was like, well, I guess this is fully just George Romero's side of things. And that's the way it ended up becoming.
It was fair. It was comprehensive. It was fairly unbiased. But again, you went with the information that you had and presented it fairly. Had they presented you with that, like you said, sure, that would have been in there too. But Constantine, they have a history of altering source material. And I get it. It's to put butts in seats, like the never ending story. If kids watched what Bastion really was in the never ending story on screen, they would have been like, he's an asshole. He's a cocksucker.
They had to excise like the whole second half of that book.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, but I mean, I get it in some respect, but golly, from what we had all read at the time, and then what you'd presented, gosh, that was just, it was almost a no-brainer of what that could have been in a horror film. And I think that could have revitalized horror in the 90s when, or the late 90s, early 2000s, when it really needed it, because other than Event Horizon, horror was really kind of on the downer end in the late 90s.
Yeah, it definitely shifted in style and tone.
Yeah.
You know, really at that time it was movies like Scream, because you saw, you know, Scream 2 had come out, and then you had what was that? I Know What You Did Last Summer, and then Urban Legend came out, and I know there's a couple other ones, but it was just like all these different films that were, well, even you could say Halloween H2O sort of shifted to kind of make it feel more like a Scream film. Like all these films were just kind of going in that direction. And, you know, a lot of the films that we loved from the 80s, they were kind of on their way out. You know, Freddy and Jason had already kind of concluded their run. And yeah, a lot of the creature features were just sort of not doing well. I think most of them were direct to VHS. You know, like really good creature feature horror films.
Yeah, Ghoulies and Critters at that point, once they reached 3 and 4s, they were direct to VHS.
And then a lot of the horror movies that we were getting, you're getting a lot more PG-13 fare. You weren't getting, you know, like, you know, the really graphic kills. And then they started to adapt like J-horror.
Yeah.
So you're getting stuff like The Grudge and Ringu. And it just, horror, especially American horror at that point, you weren't getting much. And what you were getting was extremely watered down.
Yeah. Like I said, it wasn't until I saw Event Horizon where I was kind of like, ooh, that was fun. Like, just because that was brutal, that was savage, and it was different and new. And again, I know that's Anderson again, but that one just really struck me and I dug it. But everything else, the slashers, the bubblegum cookie cutter horror films that they were making, just, I hated them. I hated everything about them. But anyway, so the Resident Evil, when that finally happened, it was what it was. I can't say it was bad. It just was not what everyone wanted and expected, I guess, if you were a fan. I was right in the middle there. I don't remember if I played Resident Evil, the director's cut first, or if I watched the movie first. I want to say I played the first 2 games first before I saw the movies, but I didn't dislike the first movie. I was just very confused by it. Like, well, okay, sure. And it was mostly CGI effects. They didn't get their budget to do any practical effects until the second and third.
I think they did do some practical puppetry on like the close-ups of the dogs, but I think that was it.
Well, the dogs were all real dogs that they just coated in like a latex suit. Which apparently is like a pain in the ass, because, you know, even being a trained animal, you're encasing them in this material. But there was a little bit of digital effects on the close-ups of their faces, just to get more of a rotting look, because I think they're it was only from like the neck back that they did the effect. There was a practical liquor for a couple places, but the majority of it was CG.
Really?
Yep. And then some of the zombies were enhanced with some digital effects here and there. But a lot of the liquor was CGI and not very well done.
No.
I just watched it about 2 weeks ago, and, you know, I enjoyed it. I think once you kind of just detach it as like Resident Evil, the first film is not bad. I think starting with the sequels, it starts going downhill. That's my personal opinion, but you can watch bits and pieces of them and kind of enjoy it for what it is. But that first film, I think, is it's a solid sci-fi horror film. Little bit disappointed with the lack of gore, but I can kind of understand from the producer's stance that they didn't want a gory film. And I think Anderson was perfect for that role coming off of Event Horizon, where he had to do so many reshoots and cut so much material because it was ultra violent.
Yeah.
And they had to do, I think, reshoot the entire third act just because Sam Neill's character was like much more gruesome looking.
Mhm.
So they had to like reshoot. Yeah, there's shots of like him almost looking like skinned Frank from Hellraiser, like climbing upside down, like going down a ladder. I remember seeing that. Like it's just really disturbing shit. And
that would have been badass.
You can see bits and pieces of it on the DVD. There's like because they're talking about it in one of the behind the scenes features.
They did. I haven't seen it in forever, but I do remember that now you're saying that. It was on the because I used to watch bonus features all the time. So
and the I believe that was part of the work print that eventually got lost and that they don't have the footage for anymore. Because I think they said it was like 2.5 hours long or something.
Jeez.
That would have been so cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the stuff that they were showing that what was it, like the flashbacks, the visions of like what happened to the previous crew, the way he was describing that, it was like, okay, I could see in the late 90s that pushing too much, like they had like porn stars and amputees and like all this other crazy stuff and all this effects going on for like these really visceral disgusting, violent, gory scenes of showing like the crew eating and tearing each other apart, and I guess like some of them are having sex at the same time, and like Anderson went like full on hard R rating, almost rated X, and then when it came time to do Resident Evil, he's like, yeah, we're not doing that. I think that worked out in the end, even though personally I'm disappointed that George never got to make the film.
Yeah, from the way you described his first draft, or the only draft that he was able to do, I mean, yes, he did take some liberties with the original source material, but he was using those characters.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, of course, that first Resident Evil movie, it was almost like you were easing into the franchise, but you weren't having any of the familiar faces. You didn't have, you wouldn't have Jill until the second movie, and they wouldn't bring Chris in until what, Resi 4?
And once they did, when they did start bringing in the original characters, Chris, Jill, Claire, and specifically Leon, they were only those characters by name and maybe somewhat style. It was really kind of awful for what they did.
Like, yeah, some of the stuff that George did, some of the things were producer notes or working off of what came before. So like Barry Burton being African American, that was left over from Alan McElroy's draft that he submitted, and there
would have been nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, like, George, as far as I'm aware, George never played Jill's scenario, which is the only spot where Barry actually appeared in.
Oh, that's right.
So he was going off of a prior draft and just kind of notes that he got to sort of create that character. But Wesker, I really liked Wesker in his draft. And one of the problems that I think a lot of fans have with this script is like some of the changes to the lore, but then at the same time, some of the lore wasn't there in 1998.
True.
I've seen comments that say like, oh, well, why did he call it the Arkley house and not the Spencer Mansion? And it's like, yeah, well, you didn't get that officially until 2002 with the remake of the first game. So how can you blame Romero for something that wasn't actually publicly available until 4 years after he got fired?
Yeah. It's not like he could, discern what was going to be a future retcon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And isn't that what it was called? The up in the Arklay Mountains?
It never had a name. It was, in fact, I think the manual for the American version of the game, which has a lot of mistranslations. They just called it the Old City Guest House.
Yep.
It was just like they never had like a name for it. It's just the mansion.
Yep.
Now some of the stuff with like Spencer, George Trevor, things like that were already created, but you had to get a copy of True Story Behind Biohazard, which was only available in Japan, and you would have to translate it to get all that information.
Oh, wow. Jeez. It is fascinating, and I wished I could have seen that vision come to life, because it would have been so neat to see a violent Resident Evil movie. And that's not to say the Resident Evil movies weren't violent. They just wasn't what it could be. They were not horror.
I'm still mad.
Okay.
I was going to say, I'm still mad. I got Resident Evil 2. I filled out the card, sent it in to be in the movie. And what happened? I didn't get in the movie. Nobody got in the movie. I was so disappointed in that, and so was everybody else. But when I never knew the full story until I watched your documentary, and I was like, oh, that's why.
So 2 points I would make is, one, I think if you took all of the blood and gore across all the Resident Evil films and like put them all together, I still don't think it would even hold a candle to George's script. I think George's script is probably more violent than all of his Dead films combined.
Really?
It is disgusting. I mean, you got pieces of dead dogs that are crawling around. There's a horse that stands up and its guts spill out. Lots of like just people getting torn apart
for fun.
The hunters rip someone apart and then start devouring them like in mass, where they tear them apart.
Oh, wow.
There is some disgusting shit in that script, and I love it.
You've got to have the obligatory ripping out of the intestines shot. I mean, it's a Romero film. You have to have that.
Yep, and that's pretty much. I don't think he does it with any of the zombies. I think more or less it was written for the hunters to do it to one of the soldiers. So they like shred this dude's fucking back, where it's just like completely gouged apart. Jeez. And then once the guy falls over, it's like 5 of the hunters just like envelop him and start tearing him apart, ripping into him. Yeah, it's again extremely violent. And I liked how he made the tyrant menacing. I think a lot of the Resident Evil films make it into spectacle. Like, it's like, look how cool these monsters are. Look at the slow motion CGI and 3D effects. And when you read George's script, the monsters are terrifying. They're not there for spectacle. They're not there to do all these crazy effects, like slow motion or a 360 camera turn and God knows what else was in the actual films. It was really down and dirty. And I loved how the tyrant is menacing, how the hunters are actually like, there's a lot of tension in the scenes when the hunters show up. Same thing with the snake. The entire scene with the giant snake is like really, it induces a lot of dread.
Oh, I bet.
So, I mean, it's a great script. And, would I want it now as an adaptation? No. The series has changed. I would love it as like its own little thing, just to say, here it is. I'd love to see the thing adapted and made for this, into an actual movie.
Right.
But if someone said, hey, we're going to make George's Resident Evil script as like an official movie that's going to be the start of a whole new trilogy or whatever, I wouldn't want that, because George wrote that script for 1998 when there wasn't that much lore. It has 90s sensibilities to it, and it was all about like what he was thinking about at that point in time. Just like the games have changed over 30 years, same thing should be where a new movie should try and capture the new feel of how the games are.
Yeah, with Village especially. Now with that came out, oh wow, that was it still kept to the storyline a little bit, but it changed the way the game was played. The new sense of horror to it was just amazing. Now, if they can make some movies, even if it's, a little bit like a side story of those games, I think it would be amazing. It'd put everything else to shame in today's horror movie films.
As much as I'm a fan of the original trilogy. I love the older games. But with that being said, I would much rather newer films, newer adaptations of Resident Evil try and stick to what they're doing with the newer games, because Constantine has pretty much watered down the T-virus, the zombies, Raccoon City, Umbrella. It's in everything. It's liquors. I don't ever want to see another liquor. they're in like every movie, and it really kills how cool and unique they were.
It's like
and now
Batman's parents get killed.
I don't. Yeah, exactly. You can only see it so much before it just stops becoming interesting. And I don't know if you saw like some of the leaked screenshots and video that was coming out of like the new movie that they're making with Zach Krieger. Like, some of the fans are pissed off now because Zach Krieger said it would follow the lore of the games. And then here he shows like Raccoon City in the winter time. So he changed it from fall to winter. So there's snow everywhere. And there's and the zombies are running. So they're doing like the 28 days later type shit. Yeah. So again, it's an adaptation. And I think the fans may have gotten themselves way too hyped up thinking this guy's going to come in and give us an accurate movie. And it's like, no, he's going to do whatever he wants to do as a creator. So, yeah. But, I mean, once again, you're not. I guess the point I'm trying to make is, once again, we're stuck in Raccoon City with some form of zombie. It's just a retread of all the crap that's been in all the other films. It'll probably be the T-virus. It just, you can only do it so much. And I think if it wasn't for the fact that it has Zach Krieger's name on it coming off of weapons, I don't think they would probably do well. I think most fans would just probably clock out and just say, no.
After the Netflix show, I think they're still going to. And even I hadn't seen Welcome to Raccoon City, so I can't judge that one, but I did not hear good things.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it, but also I didn't go into it expecting like great cinema. I was just
expecting fun, and that's what I got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always summarize Welcome to Raccoon City as it was a good attempt for someone to try and make John Carpenter's Resident Evil with the lowest possible fucking budget imaginable. and I've used the joke, for everyone that's played the games, and I love telling this joke every time Welcome to Raccoon City gets brought up. I like the first 30 minutes. Other than like the very first opening scene that I was like, I'm not sure, but they're like the first act of this film is great. You want to know what a 80s style Resident Evil film would feel like? You watch the first act of this, and it is beautiful. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting into this. Like, this is actually pretty good. So they spend so much fucking time worrying about adapting the smallest fan service, like a cheeseburger wrapper from the game, or recreating the main hall of the police station or the main hall of the mansion, and then everything else is completely different. None of the characters look the way they're supposed to. None of the locations look like what they're supposed to. And I joked before, it was like, what was the point of doing the main hall if every other room in the police station doesn't even look like it belongs in the same building? It's like, you should have just done a variation, your interpretation of the main hall, rather than trying to create it down to the smallest detail. But I always use the joke that as the movie goes on, you actually start seeing the effects get worse, and the sets are getting more minimalistic. And by the end of it, it looks like when William Birkin is in like one of his forms as like a tyrant, and it's just a big giant monster. It looks like PlayStation 2 graphics. And I've joked that just like how the games are, where when the final battle commences, like the timer starts counting down and you got to like defeat the boss. I said that movie should have had a counter at the top, but it was their budget and it's just counting down. And it would have probably created a lot of tension. The be like, oh my God, are they going to run out of money before they finish this film? You know, and that's how it was. It feels really like the even they didn't have the budget to even do the nuclear explosion.
Oh no.
They just did it as like a shockwave.
Yeah.
And you just, I guess, assume that the town got blown up or something.
Oh shit. Potatoes ready.
Pretty much, yeah.
It was and actually I don't even know if that's how the city got destroyed. They showed like I think cracks in the ground and there's all this dust and I don't know. I really don't know. It I think by the end of it they're like, let's just get this film over with.
Harsh.
But there was some good characters in there. There was some good acting.
He had Donald Logue, so
oh,
really?
I thought he played Chief Irons. He played a variation of Resident Evil 2 remakes, Chief Irons. But I liked him as Chief Irons. And even though it was different,
Didn't he the Chief was a bad guy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And they hint at it. I feel like they cut some fucking material out of the script because they resolve it by having Claire arguing with him in the way fucking background as they're focusing on Leon right before it's a scene where like the liquor shows up. So they're focusing on that and you can hear him arguing in the background, but then he also makes comments where he's trying to identify himself, I think to Umbrella Soldiers, to like try and get out of the city and they won't let him leave.
Oh shit.
So they hint at things. But they don't really give you an idea on like what it is about him that he knows. There was a funny part. I think it is in the movie with he's going to leave and I think he calls his wife or something, but he's like basically he's like planning on like he's like, yep, on my way home or something. And he's actually like trying to get out of the city. So it was just like he's like a total fucking scumbag of like trying to like just abandoning everyone, like, oh, fuck my wife, you know, just trying to get out of there.
Basically have Logue being able to play just like the assholes that he is so good at playing.
Yeah, I think it was a great role for him.
I had flashbacks to the character he played in Blade.
Yeah, he was definitely having fun on that film. And it's a shame that everything else couldn't live up to the handful of things that they actually did do rather well, but it was an interpretation of the games. It was not trying to be the definitive adaptation, and I was okay with that because after 6 films that really didn't even try, it was kind of neat to see an interpretation of something where I could kind of tell what they were trying to do creatively, but they needed twice the budget and more time to prep and probably just better sets and effects because apparently they cut lots of stuff out of that film that just never even got to the like they had like Crimson Heads in there. They were planning on like Mr. X and a Hunter and they had all I think the script was like I think it was meant to be like 2 hours and 20 minutes. Like there's probably like a good 30 minutes cut out of that thing.
Wowzers.
And most of it never got filmed. And a lot of the problems that I did have with the film, I found out weren't in the script. Stuff that I thought, using my head, like, I don't know why they didn't do this. And then I found out it was in the script just the way I would like it to be done. I was like, this would have been perfect.
That's where I'd say that smells like Sony.
You know, I can't fault the movie too much because I'm pretty sure what happened was they needed to get a film into production because the rights were about to expire. They had to do a movie like every 4 years or so. They got to put it into production. And I think what happened was they had everything lined up to go into filming with a pretty decent budget. And then when the pandemic happened, and at that time, people didn't even know if theaters were ever going to reopen. I think they lost like half their funding.
Oh, shit.
And at that point, they're like, well, because they filmed it during the pandemic, which means they spent a lot of money just following procedures to make sure that everything was safe. So, and they did that first 6 months of the pandemic, they filmed that thing.
Oh,
so
shit.
And, you know, so I do feel bad that it was just wrong place, wrong time. And they were forced to go make this movie because if they hadn't put it into production when they did and went and shot it when they did, you know, they would have lost the rights. So I can understand why Constantine wanted to do it.
Sure.
But yeah, it was a good attempt, but just terrible execution and a lot of stuff working against it.
Well, that's kind of par for the course just for that film franchise. I mean, one of the things that I was thinking, just going through and watching those movies, you know, sequentially, is continuity was a real problem because what happened in one movie didn't necessarily, you know, carry over into any of the others, especially excuse me, especially with the later films and with that last movie. You know, spoiler alert, Alice being a clone the whole time, that came out of fucking left field.
Yeah, because they set certain things up that that completely do not make sense. Like they had like, you know, damn well that Spence in the first film, because they show him, he steals the viruses and then he takes one and chucks it into the lab so that to cover his tracks. Like if everyone's dead, he can get away and sell the product. Very cut and dry. They explain it in the first film. And then I think in part 6, they basically ripped off Fallout by having it that the Umbrella Corporation purposely released the virus in the lab to get people infected and kind of start off a chain reaction to kill off the entire population. So
Which really makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't even follow the canon that they established.
Or even any sense of internal logic.
Or like I could
but
see
it seemed
being
I
a
feel
science
like
experiment.
I feel like at that time Anderson was really loving Sherlock Holmes and Fallout. Because it sounds like because the whole Umbrella destroying the world so they can rebuild it was literally Fallout. And you just saw it in like the TV series. They showed the backstory of that instead of waiting for the world to get destroyed. And I think that was what Umbrella was saying is like, instead of waiting for everyone to kill each other, we're going to initiate the apocalypse and then be able to rebuild. And we're going to all hibernate. Literally, it's in Fallout. But then the fight scene between Dr. Isaacs and Alice is just straight up ripping off the Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes films where they like pre-plan their moves and counters. And I'm like, I was like, they're not even trying at this point. It's just like we're gonna throw everything in there from every other possible piece of media.
Now, as a sound guy, I also noticed that too in the first movie. They had an amazing soundtrack that kind of followed to the same theme as the video games. And they had Marilyn Manson being the composer for that movie. And it sounded wonderful. And then I saw the second one and I found out they didn't have him do it again. And it sounded horrible. And I noticed that drop in the movies. And that, you know, music makes a big difference in sound. If it's not there to give you that willy feeling or the chills, it's not going to make the movie. So like I said, in the video games, they always nail that soundtrack perfect, where it gives you that intense feeling of, oh, it's going to happen, it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
Mhm.
Then it drags out till it finally hits. Cue up the next score, and boom, you're in that, in that movie or in the game. But like I said, the other movies after the first one, they lost that magic when they got rid of Manson as composer.
Well, that's something too that happened with George Romero's films, because you think about it, like the score for Dawn of the Dead is rather iconic, score for Day of the Dead, but then you watch his later films, it's very like, especially by the time you get to like Survival of the Dead, like I can't remember anything out of Survival of the Dead. Can't remember any of the music.
That one.
A lot of people do not like it. I personally like it, but I like it for the reason that it's George's last film, and he went out the way that he went in, which is making an independent horror film. And he had the opportunity to make Land of the Dead 2, and he rejected it. He just said, nope, I had a terrible experience with the studios. I'm going to go make independent films again. And that's what he did.
Yep.
I really liked Diary of the Dead. I don't like found footage films, but that one was cool. I really liked that one.
I need to sit down and watch it again. It's been a while, but I did like
it. Entertained me.
I like that he threw shade at the Dawn of the Dead remake. Right at the beginning, he threw shade.
Did he really?
Because they're the college students are filming this horror scene, and they had a mummy like running
that's right.
at the victim, and the director of the students is saying, like, you can't run, you're gonna break your ankles. And he was definitely throwing shade at Don, because he's brought it up before that he just can't get behind zombie films where they're like running like Olympians, just full bore. It's like
dash.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, that's not possible. So I don't know. As soon as I seen that, I cracked up laughing when I first finally got to watch it.
I respect that. Yes. Now that I think, I didn't recognize that's what the joke was, but I'm like, oh, okay. Now that you say that, that totally checks.
He has a habit of throwing a lot of jokes in. I'm still rather convinced that Bruiser is like his murder fantasy against all of like the Hollywood studios that fucked them over in the 90s, because it's literally about a guy who has like everything taken from him.
Yep.
And like goes on a murderous spree. And I'm like, that it's right after like his studio years. Like he made it after he got fired from Resident Evil. And it's like, man, part of me thinks it would be kind of hilarious if it was just that movie got filmed with like the raw, intense anger that he had for not getting to make Resident Evil.
His middle finger to them to say.
And he does do that. Night Riders is while it uses like Arthurian mythology to tell a story of basically hippies that ride motorcycles but follow the Knight's Code. It's actually a film that's about him and his troupe of filmmakers and the lore of Hollywood and riches. And if you follow it from that point of view, and he's supposed to be King Billy, who's trying to keep all these Pittsburgh people together and stay away from Hollywood. And
I gotta watch that.
Go watch it from the point of view of that.
Yeah, I want to watch that again. I haven't seen it in a long time, but now I really want to watch it that way.
It's his most personal film. It's the most personal film that George probably did about him and his crew. And what makes it even more special is the amount of Romero regulars in that film. And it feels like the passing of the torch, because you do have a lot of the people that are from, say, Dawn of the Dead in the film.
Yep.
But then you also see actors that you're going to eventually see in later Romero films, including Ed Harris, who would right afterwards be in Creepshow.
Yep.
But yeah, it'll feel like it's this overlap of just sort of the passing of the torch from one era, the 70s, into his 80s filmmaking.
Boy, I can't wait to watch that again now with that knowledge.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it is my favorite Romero film overall because of it. I just think it's a very well done film. I think it's George's masterpiece. And it does not get enough love because it doesn't have fucking zombies in it.
Yeah.
But it is a beautiful film.
Good.
And even if it did have the zombies in it, clearly public's really fucking fickle with that shit. It's got to be of the dead.
Yep.
Like that sucks. That's worse than typecasting. Like they won't let him make any other picture. Well, gosh, I mean, Wes Craven and Sean Cunningham both have tried making movies that weren't horror films, and no one wanted to see it.
Yep. Once you get typecasted, that's it. I'm probably a horror guy for the rest of my life.
I would say I want to be okay with that because I'm a horror nerd. I love creature features. I love ghosts and things like that. So I wouldn't be able to complain. But yeah, if you most certainly wanted to make other types of film, sure. No, you don't want to be told, no, you can't do that because you're expected to do a certain type of film.
I think as long as I didn't get like as typecast as what George did, where it was like they only wanted him to do zombie films. Like I would get fucking bored if that's all I ever had to do. I got maybe one good zombie story that I could possibly pull off myself. And I need a little bit of money for it. I can't just go off and shoot it for 10K. But I got maybe like one good zombie story. If that's the only thing that's going to pay the fucking bills, I can only imagine that each idea I come up with is going to get more and more watered down because I'm going to be racking my fucking brain just trying to think of like, okay, what do I do next? I could maybe do the George Romero technique of wait 10 years and see if, something strikes me to go, oh yeah, that's a great idea. I would much rather, I'd be okay with doing horror the rest of my life. It's my favorite genre. I actually have some other stuff that I wanted to do that wasn't technically in the horror genre that I wanted to do as horror.
That kind of mixture, I think, is the best way. Like Christmas horror. I love the oxymoron of it. The things that aren't supposed to be horrific that certainly get turned into it. Makes my heart flutter.
Yeah.
Well, look who finished up the Bullet Boys concert. Made it back.
The what boys?
The Bullet Boys. You know you were there. I showed the picture you sent me earlier. So
I didn't send you any picture.
Oh.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
How's it going?
Going good. Thanks for joining us, Brandon. Appreciate it. Hopefully, Kevin hasn't sent you packing to his favorite other part-time job.
What?
We haven't brought that up yet. There you go, Jeff. The photo you sent me earlier tonight.
I wish I had hair like that.
No,
we know it's a wig. Come on.
YMCA.
No, Bullet Boys.
Whatever.
Whatever.
You're a glam rock band. Come on.
Bullet Boys, Pet Shop Boy. I don't know.
Well, where's my lipstick? My God.
Yeah. You cleaned up good before getting on here.
Yeah. I just took my shirt off.
I see. Anyway, we were talking about with typecasting of directors and how George got typecasted and how even that happened to Craven and Cunningham, where it's like if they weren't doing a horror film, nobody wanted them to direct a picture. No one wanted to go see a picture like the infamous soccer movie. No one wants to go see a Sean Cunningham soccer movie.
Yeah.
And it got worse with George because again, like they just wanted zombie films out of him. But then everyone else started to make zombie films. So the one thing that he could kind of rely on every once in a while to definitely give him a solid check was kind of taken from him because when you got 5,000 other zombie films out there, you know, it was like, what's the point?
It saturated the market
Mhm.
completely.
Yep.
Regardless of whether or not he did it the best. And to a large degree, I do believe that he did.
Mhm.
I was so sick of zombies in the 2000s that I
Mhm.
with the exception of George's movies and the first 2 Return of the Living Dead movies, I could die happy and never see another zombie picture or TV show ever again.
There's a few that I like beyond them that I think at least gives a little bit of craft and skill to it, because I do like I like Zombie 2. I like 28 Days Later. I know people say it's not a zombie film, but at the same time, it follows all of the freaking tropes of a zombie film, and it's close enough to me that I'll consider it a zombie film.
I agree with you on that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For what it was, the Dawn of the Dead remake, I thought was pretty well executed. I just wish it wasn't called Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah,
I would also agree with that.
if you took that off of there, just the name, it's a great movie. But when you have to try and compare it to the legacy of George's original film, it's like, okay, this is way too commercialized for it. Like, it's almost like a parody of itself, because the thing is an over commercialized horror film that is a remake of a horror film that parodies over commercialization and greed.
Right.
It's like,
That's why that original is so good.
Yeah, it's so like those are pretty good. I know there's probably 1 or 2 others. Resident Evil, the first one, I enjoy. Train to Busan, I think is pretty damn good.
Oh yeah.
And there's probably 1 or 2 more. I don't want to sit here for like 50 minutes trying to rack my brain on what zombie films are good. But you know, and I would even go with Return of Living Dead Part 3.
Really?
I think that one is, I think it's very interesting on its own.
Okay.
It's very unique in what it's trying to do. Without, you know, it doesn't try and kind of do what came before. And I like the story behind it. I saw it after it came out. So I was probably 9 or 10 or something like that. And
Yeah.
I don't know. There was something about it. It wasn't just the fucking tits in it. There was something about there was something about that film that I think it was trying to do more with the story and characters than what I had seen before in a horror film, where I think it just tried to do harder. You know, it was like, as a zombie film, it was like, okay, they're actually really trying to make you care about these characters. And I say that as someone that, when I saw the film, I had only seen Night of the Living Dead when I was 5, and I didn't get to see a lot of George's films until toward the turn of the century. So at that time, Return of the Living Dead Part 3 was the first zombie film where I actually really got to see a zombie film that had they were attempting to make likable characters.
Interesting. I think my first was probably Return of the Living Dead 2 or 1. I think it was 2. At least what I remember was the spoof on Thriller, where they're all getting electrocuted and he's walking around. That always just killed me as a kid. But I remember watching Part 3 and wondering where Tom Matthews was and missing him. And I'm like, huh. All right. And then I'd realized later on growing up, or as I grew up, like I had like, I don't want to call it a man crush, but I really like Tom Matthews in horror films, between like Return of the Living Dead and Friday the 13th. Like I rooted for him as a kid, like, yay, he's cool. So I don't know.
Yeah, for me, it was Day of the Living Dead. I remember that mall scene, first time I seen it, and I like got hooked. And I was like, damn, I wonder if there's any movies like this. And my cousins at the time were, 10 years older than I am. They're like, oh, yeah, there's, the first one. It's black and white, though. You probably won't like it. I'm like, yeah, I'll like it if it's good as the second one. So then I got into the going in order from there on.
The first one is a film school movie. Like, you truly have to watch it to understand where these movies come from, because it invents the genre. It's not bad in any way, shape, or form. It's just not as exciting and gruesome as the other ones turned out to be. Of course, it's also in black and white too, so your imagination is required a little bit.
Oh, we got that.
I would argue that the film is very effective in the second half. Like, it really is a film that the first half feels like a 1960s horror film. The first half. The second half, it's almost like you are watching the birth of modern horror.
Yes.
In real time, as that film continues to go on, between how the cinematography starts changing, the lighting, the film just gets darker and more gruesome as it goes. And by the time you get to the end of that film, it feels like it birthed like Texas Chainsaw Massacre right after it. Like, the final minute of that film feels like it's the birth of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That same visceral, what you're seeing is based on a true story, and you're gonna see some gruesome shit. Like, that is like, I mean, they're bringing out fucking meat hooks and like sticking them in. You don't get to see it, you get to see photographs, and your mind is filling in the blanks, which is what Tobe Hooper did with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because they talk about how there's like basically no fucking blood in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but you fill it in and think it's a very, very gory, disgusting film because he shot it effectively. And the same thing with Night of the Living Dead. When they're like pulling out the meat hooks and you see your hero Ben laying there and you know what's going to happen, and then they're chucking him on a pile of other dead bodies. It's fucking gruesome because your mind is thinking about them hooks going into them. And then they're burning all the bodies at the end. It just feels straight. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is going to follow 5 seconds after this movie ends.
And then on top of that, you also have, you compound that uncomfortable feeling with even more uncomfortable feeling of, they also just shot him because he's black. And you're just like, but oh shit, like, that's not okay. It just kind of leaves you just like, you went on this incredible journey with this man. He's not the hero that you started the movie with, but he is the hero that you rooted for in the movie and that you end the movie with. And then you're just like, all right, there's another one for the pile, guys. Here we go. Like, it was no big fucking thing to the rednecks. Damn.
that was the genius of Romero. You invest so much of yourself into Ben's journey, and then just having him just get cut down so just anticlimactically, and you leave that movie feeling as gutted as the people who got eaten alive. I mean, that was, like I said, that was the genius that was Romero.
It was just fun. Like, I mean, in hindsight, it's fun. At the time, you don't even know what to feel. It's wonderful empty pit inside your stomach. But then when you look back on it, you know, moments later, minutes later, how you felt during the experience, like, damn, that just messed me up. That was really cool.
I mean, that's one of those lightning in a bottle films. You know, once in a generation if you're lucky. I mean, I saw that. Okay, it's another one of those horror movies that I saw when I was probably way too young. I was like 4 or 5 when I saw that. And as I got older, I kept thinking to myself, what would it have been like had I been like a teenager in the 60s when this came out, and I could have just seen everybody's reaction in real time.
So
instead of just hearing, you know, from like relatives or friends of relatives or whatever, like, who did see it at the time, and not realizing that they had just witnessed greatness.
I can compare it, because I've read about the reactions to Night of the Living Dead, what it was like being in the theater. There has only ever been one film that I have seen that compares to the same reaction that Night of the Living Dead got when it was released in theaters. The Mist.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
Because
I can see that.
Roger Ebert, I'm pretty sure it was Roger Ebert, talked about how when that movie hit the second half, everyone went silent in the theaters.
Mhm.
And there are people that discuss how once the movie ended, there was no clapping, there was no standing ovation. People just silently got up, walked down the aisle, and it was like a funeral.
That's why at our theater it was
when I saw The Mist in theaters opening weekend back in, what was it, 2007.
Yeah.
And the theater I was in was pretty packed. I watched that film. Once it got to the end, silence. Like the last 30 minutes of that movie, everyone just shut the fuck up. And you could feel the impending doom in the room. It was electrifying. And you're just getting it, like it's bouncing off the walls at that point. And then when that ending happens, and then the credits roll, I just remember, even myself, like I'm staring at the screen, and then the credits roll, and I just remember silently getting up, walking down the aisle, and there were other people that I knew in the theater. I didn't even want to look at them. I wanted to go home. I wanted to go home and just take a shower. I felt dirty after watching that film. I'm just like silently left the theater. I think someone asked me, like, because I had a friend that went with me, but he doesn't like horror films, so he went and did something else for 2 hours, and he was just like, "Hey, how was it?" And I was just like, "Are we ready to go?" I just wanted to go home. I was just like, I was emotionally done. So I imagine if you saw that film for the first time in theaters, that is close as you're going to get to Night of the Living Dead.
We had people crying.
Your insides.
Yeah, there were so many women crying at the theater we were at, and it was like, here my wife was teared up. She's like, he was that close. You know, he didn't have to do it. And I'm like, yeah.
And
somebody in my theater screamed, "Damn, that's fucked up," and everybody just went, "Yeah."
So the idea that it was lightning in a bottle, I have to agree. I do like Tom Savini's remake. There are, I don't think I don't find it as effective as the first film. I think changing the ending, the way it was, it takes away from my enjoyment of it as a remake. But everything else, like Tom did such a great job of taking the material and then elevating it, adding even more tension and dread throughout that film, where he really does make that house feel unsafe. The zombies feel stronger. They're much more violent. It's a much more gory film. I like it. You know, it's definitely it's like the culmination of the Pittsburgh crew and their abilities, where you get to see them 20 years later coming back and saying, okay, now we can redo this film and do it the way we couldn't 20 years ago. But Night of the Living Dead is one of those films that for whatever reason, everyone wants to try and remake. And I think there's been like 5 fucking remakes in the last 5 fucking years, and it's getting ridiculous. I think there's still people trying to remake it. And it's like, there's only 2 good ones out of the 20 that have been done. And they were done by the same people.
Yeah.
It's like you're not, if you can't improve upon greatness, why the fuck are you making this? I'm sorry, it's a hot take, but I would never want to remake Night of the Living Dead, because what you're saying, if you're going to remake something, what you're saying is we can make it better. It's like George and Tom and all those people, they already did that. It's called Night of the Living Dead 1990. So unless you got the balls to say that you can make a better remake than Tom Savini, it's like, just stay the fuck away from it. Like,
good luck.
Yeah, at that point, you're just trying to cash in on the name, because I have yet to see a Night of the Living Dead remake top the original or the remake. It's just the same shit. The closest, I will say, because they actually did something different, was Mimesis. It's the closest one. It's like these people go to like a fucking horror convention and they get drugged and then they wake up. And I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but they wake up and they're inside the movie. And they're all playing the characters, but there's a twist. It's not as fucking weird as what you think, but they're all playing the characters. And I love the part where like one of the people just never saw Night of the Living Dead, and they're like, well, what happens? And they're like, we all die. Like that's like the scary thing. It's not very high budget. It's not a very high budgeted film, but it does some really interesting shit. There was some really great twists and turns. And I highly recommend it. It's called Mimesis, Night of the Living Dead. It was originally supposed to be like a series of films. Like they were going to do like a sequel that's called Mimesis Nosferatu, where it'd be like the same thing. And like, I guess try and like keep the concept going where they take classic horror films and like drop people into it where it's like this scenario where they have to become the characters. And it's cool. It was sort of like life imitating art kind of deal. Highly recommend it, at least for like a singular watch. It's not perfect, but you can tell that they at least were trying to do something different. They weren't just saying, okay, let's take George's script and just shoot it. You know, we don't need to do any rewrites. Let's just shoot this damn thing, you know? But yeah, I'll definitely piss off some people saying like, yeah, all the remakes after Tom Savini suck. But well, I mean, it's like, show me one that's actually good. Show me a Night of the Living Dead remake that's actually good. Beyond after Tom Savini.
I got suckered. I bought the one that had Sid Haig, the Night of the Living Dead 3D. It's fucking awful. Awful bad. So bad. I did not like it. There's not enough Sid Haig in it. The 3D effects are crap. Everything about it was just subpar.
Yep. I did see that one. And here's the thing. I don't remember a fucking thing about it.
I remember them being in a garage at one point.
Yeah.
That's it. Like they open a garage. I'm like, this is the cheapest fucking set at somebody's uncle's house.
Wasn't it like Sid Haig's character? Like, didn't he start the zombie apocalypse or something? Like it was so fucking weird. It was like, okay, I don't want to watch this anymore. And then I think they made a sequel.
Oh, I don't know. I tapped out.
There's so many.
It. Never seen it.
There's two animated ones. There's one that's Night of the Living Dead, but it's CG and takes place in New York City. And then they just did one a couple years ago that was just Night of the Living Dead, but I think someone drew over the footage with animation or something.
Oh my
I don't
God.
know.
Why?
I don't know.
Scanner Darkly.
Popular. I was going to say that was a popular thing.
Oh, no. It's not as cool as Scanner Darkly. Like they just drew their own thing, I guess. But and then had like new voice actors.
That's
It's terrible.
So you know, it's like why do something? Because money. That's why. Someone said, hey, if we can make this for X amount of money and we can make twice as much, then it's profit. That's what it comes down to. And they say, what's in the public domain? What don't we have to pay for? And then someone says, Night of the Living Dead. They probably just look at a top 5 public domain horror film list, and it's always number 1. And they go, that's the movie we're going to make.
Why can't they go back to Phantom of the Opera? The last time they did that any good was back in what, 88? Like, come on now.
Was that with Robert Englund?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie was dope.
Yeah, I just watched a trailer to Feminist. I can't even talk now. But
Feminist?
Man, I remember seeing the trailer. This is on one of the lists I have on paper, not on my phone anymore. But I just added it to my list of must watch. So
yeah, it's you might be like, man, this Brandon Salisbury guy, he has terrible fucking taste in movies.
You met Kevin.
Like I said, it's not very high budget, and you have to be in a certain mood because I bought that thing and did not watch it for 5 years. And then I got bored one night and I said, what the fuck can I do around here? I'm bored. And I saw it on the shelf and said, you know what? I ripped open the wrapper, took all the packaging off of it and said, I guess I'm watching this. Let's get this thing over with. And I ended up thoroughly enjoying it. I really did. Again, it's not perfect, but I like what they did. I think the creators of it, they should be proud. At the very least, they didn't just try and make Night of the Living Dead. It's like, okay, thank God someone tried to do something different.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting. The concept in general, like getting dropped into the film, like that's cool. That's like your old Saturday morning cartoon vibe where you're like, oh gosh, what just happened? Like, we're in this. Oh shit, how do we get out?
Yep, highly recommend it. So
all right.
Yeah, check it out for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We got so off topic here. We're just
That's
talking
what we
about
do.
whatever at
Welcome
this
to
point.
Deadwire Live.
Yeah. At this point, we're just talking about whatever. I am very dangerous when it comes to that because I will
that's
go
what
off.
we do.
I'll go off on 5 tangents and completely forget what the whole point of everything was, and then it's been 4 hours, and you're like, oh shit.
We love that here.
That sounds like our show.
Yep.
We haven't even gotten to the news stories yet.
Yeah.
God.
We've been having too much fun talking about your movie and everything related to it. So,
because it's much better than the beginning of our news stories. It's all death. I mean, it's still death, but regardless.
Well, we wanted to get you on for one of the 0 Point movie reviews, but this works out even better because then we could focus on your movie and then touch upon like the scope of Romero.
I wish we could have had you on a couple weeks ago. We were doing the Dead movies, so the original trilogy, and it was my first time seeing the latter two, and I was like, "Oh, this is so cool."
I think the problem is like I don't have any insight on those original films that probably hasn't been regurgitated by so many people across all the decades. So I much rather what I liked was the fact that as someone who researched like George's Resident Evil and then learned more about his commercial work and stuff like and then learning about the development of the Resident Evil games and kind of getting all the production history on that, like I feel much better speaking on that kind of stuff because it's like you don't get to hear it as much, or you just hear people that talk about they're just kind of regurgitating sort of the same things that you heard in the documentary.
Yeah.
So being able to say like here is more information about George's unmade film. Like it's gotten to the point where like I got a draft on my shelf that isn't available. We can't get it anywhere. It's sitting on my shelf. Next month I got to go drop it off at the University of Pittsburgh because they don't have it.
Oh.
So I was able to look at something. And by the way, it is like 70% different than the script that's in the public.
Oh wow.
Really?
So I got this really, really weird draft that George wrote.
Huh.
And there is a point where you research shit so much, you can just look at an image of it. And I was like, that's new. And then I get to look at it and I'm like, yeah, this isn't. And then I'm contacting the archive to say like, hey, I got something for you. You're going to love this. And like, I'm reading through it and just going, and I was able to kind of figure out where the time frame it was written in.
That's what I was just about to ask.
Really?
Yep.
Nice.
And it was neat. And the Ben Rubin was able to he listened to my entire theory and he said that actually sounds right. He's like, that sounds exactly what would have happened.
Nice. So
that information will be in the upcoming director's cut because it was found after we did all the work on the documentary.
Oh wow.
Okay.
So we like turned everything in, and then like a month later, I get this message, and they're like one of the guys that worked with George Romero. He's like, "Hey, I just found this. It was in a box."
Of course.
And I was like, "Oh my god!" So when I read it, I'm like, "This would have been really cool because it answered quite a few questions that I personally had." And I was like, "Oh man, people want some exclusive information. I got it for you." So, yeah, there's the reaction to the documentary was good enough that the North American distributor actually gave me money to go off and shoot new interviews,
Nice.
more footage. And there was some stuff in the documentary that I don't personally like because the sections where we talk about the different scripts, both George's as well as Alan McRoy's, completely different. Completely different. We had two different sections, not what you see in the final cut. We could not get certain things legally cleared, and I had 3 days to replace it.
Oh my god.
So you talk about 11th hour scrambling. If people want to know why there's only audio for those sections, and you see a fucking radio and shit, that was us scrambling.
Oh jeez.
To just do it, because otherwise you would have heard nothing about the movie in there. And it was like, well, we're literally doing a documentary about the movie. We need to have some. And it was devastating because there were some people that saw the rough cut that had the original material in it, and they were like really blown away by it. They really loved those sections. And yeah, it was a shame that they were gone, but we filmed a lot of new material, and some of that is to replace those sections on the screenplay and to actually expand them. And we kind of figured out now how we can repurpose and recover some of the stuff that wasn't usable before, wasn't legally cleared. So it just took a long time to kind of learn like what the lawyers were looking for.
Okay.
Because we have like the same legal team as South Park. So yeah, like they're there to keep you out of trouble, but it's one of those like whatever they say goes, because through them you're not going to get sued. Like no one's going to go up against those people. So, but they're very, very particular of like you can't do this. I mean, it was getting to the point where I would have, say, 2.5 seconds of footage of something, and they would say, that's too long. We need you to cut it down to 1.5 seconds. Wow. Or a second, or instead of like 2.5 seconds, it should be like 2.25. You know, like just cut a few frames off. That's how particular they get. Wow. I know it sounds asinine, and trust me, there were days where I would get the notes back and just be like banging my head off the desk because I don't think people understand that when you do a documentary, to get everything legally cleared, you create spreadsheets. I had to create a spreadsheet that started at 0 and went all the way up to when the credits roll. And actually, I think I did one that went all the way up to when the credits end because of the music. So we had to put in there where every single shot came from, when it starts in the timeline, when it ends, the actual duration of that clip, who owns it, where can we find the information, and why are we using it? And I had to fill that out for every single thing. It was a 53-page spreadsheet that took me 2 weeks to compile, because one of the things I got acclimates about from a lot of people was the fact that we don't just like show something and then it's just like a static shot or just like a raw piece of footage. There's a lot of cuts in that documentary. It just like keeps like throwing visuals at you. We don't try and just like, here's 5 minutes of a dude talking. we try and keep it going as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
But the flip side of that was also new lines in each spreadsheet.
Oh,
A new line. And you talking like I was beating my head against a wall trying to get that thing completed. And then each time that we had to do changes, I had to change that spreadsheet. So as we cut material out or move things around, or everything had to be changed. Everything had to be changed. And it was again, it was infuriating, but I understood why we were doing it. So I respected it. But yeah, in the moment, there was lots of foul language and throwing objects because I'm just frustrated at the process. But so anyway, all that was just to say that we do have more information, and we're going to be doing a brand new cut of the documentary that has a lot more information. I'm going to dress up, maybe move some stuff around. We're going to start that after the holidays. So
nice.
Most of this year. Yeah. So
looking forward to it.
I can't say anything specific, but I think we did get an offer in from a place for a deal that will probably include the director's cut. They wanted an exclusive, so I think that's part of the negotiations is they're going to be presented the director's cut to make an offer on it, and it sounds like they're really interested to get their hands on it. So yeah.
So we're physical media guys. Is that going to be physical media too?
If you hurry up and go to Vin, you mean the director's cut?
Yeah.
It'll be up to the people that get it.
Okay.
Because I was going to say, like, if you're just looking for physical media, you got to run over to Vinegar Syndrome right now and get your copy. Because the theatrical cut's on there, but you already missed the limited edition. They had a slipcase cover. It was limited to 1,000 copies. It sold out within a couple hours.
Shit!
It was just gone. There were people begging me to try and get them copies, and I'm trying to explain to them that not only did I not make the fucking Blu-ray, I have zero authority. Like, I might as well be like their fucking janitor because I'm not gonna change anything. I had to buy my own movie, so
found it. 148 left in stock for the standard edition. The limited edition slipcover, which looks gorgeous, is already gone.
Oy.
And I'm sharing it on screen right now too for everybody to take a look at.
There it is.
So yeah, can you click? Oh yeah, it won't even let you click on the limited edition, will it? So you can't even.
Well, it will, but it's X'd out.
There's the artwork for it, and the back cover I think is even more beautiful.
Wow!
Look at that.
That's rad.
Yeah,
I didn't even know they had this. I haven't shopped on here in
So
I checked out their Black Friday sale, but I was like, nothing caught me. I must have completely missed this.
I didn't know they had it either. I knew Vinegar Syndrome was going to release it, but no one said, hey, this thing's coming out tomorrow. How I found out was the artist that did the slipcase cover tagged me in an Instagram post saying I could finally reveal the cover art for Brandon Salisbury's documentary. And I didn't even know what it was for. I just see the notification, click on it, and I see this beautiful artwork, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I'm seeing the links saying you can go to Vinegar Syndrome to order it, and I click on it, and I think it was already down to 750 copies.
Damn.
Within an hour, 250 people bought it.
Damn.
So I'm hurrying up, trying to buy my copy, and then trying to send it to all my friends, saying you need to get in here and order this shit because it looks like it's going to go quick. And unfortunately, some of my friends, they didn't click on it quick enough, and it was gone. So I feel bad for some of them, but I was like, yeah, I can't help you.
Just bought it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I think if the way they're doing it is with the standard edition, once it's sold out, then they'll reevaluate and then probably order more of the standard edition.
They tend to find extra copies by the next sale.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they find extra copies of that limited edition, because there were a lot of people harassing me wanting a copy of it. So, yeah. So that's like the big thing that we're working on next is just to get the cut of the director's cut done and get that legally cleared. We just finished up an original horror film. So the Tom Robinault, who was the cinematographer on the documentary, he wrote and directed a film that I helped finance and produce last year called Whistle to the Maples. And we had Jim Crut from Dawn of the Dead, and then we actually brought in Charlie Kraslovsky, who played Chris Redfield in the original Resident Evil game.
Cool.
So that was a lot of fun, like getting to like fly him to Pennsylvania, and then we're up in the Pennsylvania mountains shooting this fucking horror film. And the trailer premiered today on the Horror Game Awards, but they had like technical issues. So I'm sitting there like the show would keep going like in and out. And I felt bad for him. So eventually they pulled the screen, and then it just said like experiencing technical difficulties. So I'm there like forever just staring at this screen. And then suddenly it just pops up and the trailer starts playing, and people are, I think we're like, what the fuck? Just this like random like horror trailer. So I'm waiting for that to actually hit YouTube through our marketing stuff, because we actually partnered with the Residents of Evil channel to actually co-release it. So they became producers on the film, and we basically created a partnership with that. And then
I watch a lot of their stuff. They do a good job. So along with Chainsaw Massacre, who you had on there too, I like his stuff.
Oh yeah,
Is angry video gamer. I love him.
Oh yeah, James Rolfe.
Yeah.
Yep. He was fun to talk to. I actually did get to meet him because he only lives like an hour and a half from me. Wow. He did a showing, like a meet and greet, so I got to meet him. He's probably about everything you really expect him to be. Like he's very subtle. He's nothing like the character. He's like very subdued, very like kind of withdrawn. He's like, just very pleasant to be around. But he's not crazy insane and very talkative. So I found that like a very interesting, and it's probably been like 7 years since I met him. And then I reached out to him, and he decided to do an interview. And the thing is he was like one of the first YouTubers I ever watched. And I actually saw his shit before it was ever on YouTube. It was back before YouTube. When it was hosted on a website. So I've been a fan of his for like 20 fucking years now.
Nice.
And it was an honor to actually be able to work with him on something and like get him interviewed. And basically I was very honored with all the people that I got to interview. Just getting to interview the scenario writer for the original Resident Evil game.
Yeah.
Like that was like, what the fuck? And then because of the documentary, I became friends with Charlie Kraslovsky. And he's actually going to be in Pennsylvania again in March. I helped coordinate with the owner of Creature Feature Weekend, which is like one of the conventions I go to. It's held in Gettysburg every year.
Nice.
They're actually going to do the 30th anniversary of Resident Evil there. Nice. They got the original actors that played Chris Redfield, Barry Burton, and Albert Wesker. They're going to be at this event. They're going to have like a 30th anniversary birthday party. Nice. They got some other guests lined up too. But I always like going there. It was kind of neat being able to coordinate that. And I'm like, Charlie, I'm going to get you back to Pennsylvania again. And it'll be kind of neat to see Greg Smith. I got to talk to him a couple of times. He is hysterical. Of course, he's iconic as Barry Burton, but he is very funny. I've gotten to talk to him a couple of times, once over the phone, and then once when Charlie FaceTimed me from a convention in Oregon. And both times he's just hysterical. So it's going to be nice to finally meet him in person. But I never in my life, you know, if you told me 25 years ago I'd be friends with Chris Redfield, I'd have been like you're fucking lying. So yeah, it's very surreal. I said that at the beginning. It's very, very surreal.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Oh yeah.
That happened this year to me with Vanessa Angel, and her and I started becoming good friends and talking quite a bit. So
that is awesome.
I would have never believed that day would ever happen.
Us and Dana De Lorenzo.
Yeah, you guys and Dana. Yeah.
I've had a few interactions before where, like, people who are way more important than me, you know, come up and tell me that they like my documentary, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go over here and cry a little bit.
I do the same.
I'm just gonna give me some face, you know. I had an interview earlier today, and they had asked me what was the highlight, because it took me 5 years to get this thing made, and they're like, you know, that's a long period of time. What was the highlight? And I ended up breaking down a little bit because I was kind of reliving some stuff. So I think I got it worked out of my system. So you don't get any like good juicy clips where you can get me like bawling my eyes out or anything. But but I'll tell you this, because it really is it kind of shows just how much I put into this and just how honored I am. So really quick, my mother got me into Night of the Living Dead. My father does not like horror films. He never did. He was a John Wayne, Clint Eastwood kind of guy, which is fine. Like I love Clint Eastwood, and a lot of that is due to him. So because he would not watch horror films, which he lovingly dubbed weird shit. That was his term for it. Like, are you watching weird shit again? That's all he would refer to it as.
God. Sounds like my dad in rock music. He called it orchestrated noise.
So my mother and I bonded over horror films, and she introduced me to like John Carpenter films and Wes Craven films, and I even got to watch Night of the Living Dead. So I owe my love of horror films to my mother. So here I decide to start making this movie. And I think everyone who knew me was like, okay, like, what is it going to be on YouTube? And then as things kept going on, you know, at one point CNN covered my documentary. I think people started to realize like, oh shit, this isn't like a small thing. This is big. It's bigger than you thought.
Yeah.
So I did an interview with Rue Morgue magazine, and I ended up, and the cover was actually of the hazmat soldier from the documentary. And they did a great job. Like they had images from George's films, like reflecting off of the gas mask lens.
Nice.
And it was really cool. And, you know, they did a really great article. It's actually up there behind me and like framed in one of the things. You can't really see it, but I printed it out because I'm like, I want my first interview to be framed. So I made a post about it. I was all happy. I had my copy in my hands, and I was just really proud of it. And my father called me and left me a voicemail. And he was telling me about how proud he was of me. And that the next time I came up, I needed to bring that magazine because he wanted to read it. So I did. The next time I went up, it was like a week later, I went up and I brought the magazine, and I actually got a copy for him. So he had his own copy that he could keep, and he just thought it was the coolest thing ever. You know, like his son made a movie, and now there's people interviewing him because of, you know, of his work. He was really proud of me. He passed away 2 weeks before I got nominated for the Fangoria Award.
Oh man.
Wow.
So I still have that voicemail. But I had actually had mentioned him in my acceptance speech that I wish he was here because he would have been really happy to see that. So okay, I guess we'll get some good fucking clips out of that.
The ratings are going up. Keep going.
More cheers. More cheers.
You know, it's you know, it was something to win, you know, to win this.
That's cool, man.
And
very awesome, man.
I didn't expect to win this. I really didn't. And the fact that I did really meant a lot, you know, because this wasn't voted on by just like 4 or 5 people in a room and they just decided like, hey, whatever, this one wins. This was voted by the fans. So it's just whatever the fans think is the best, and it just turned out that mine ended up becoming worthy to get that award. But I really wish he had been here to see it. I think he would have gotten a kick out of seeing, you know, this big award show. He'd probably been like, what, they give awards to weird shit? You know, like he would just be like flabbergasted. Like he would have probably just been sitting there like, huh. But he would have absolutely probably been floored to see me sitting there, like these people announcing it, and then like me giving a speech. He would have been like really overjoyed. So it's a shame that he wasn't here for it, but yeah, he was very proud of what I did. And you know, but that was a rough time. And it was just like ups and downs, you know, and it's, you know, he passed, and then like, I don't know, like a week or so later, they're like, nominations for best documentary, and it was like, oh my god. And then
like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, so I was doing like ups and downs like all year of like, oh, my documentary's out, oh, great reviews, and then other bad stuff would happen, and then good stuff would happen. It's just, I'm like, I'm ready for this year to be over. Let's close out the books and move on, because this year was something.
Ebb is great, but flow sucks.
Oh yeah.
The I do need to soon get going.
No, that's cool.
The one thing I will say is, as much I used to complain all the time about video game movies. You know, like Resident Evil wasn't the way it was. Silent Hill, you know, all these video games that I love. I'm like, why are they making terrible movies? Like, they should let the fans make the movies. So one of the cool things that I got to do because of the documentary is I fell in love with this video game called Faith: The Unholy Trinity. It's an indie horror game. It's sort of like a wild, trippy take on The Exorcist. And I mean, it is really great. You talk about like an original concept for an exorcism type story. This is it. This is like everything you could possibly imagine, from a possessed girl that has no fucking face, it's just like a flesh hole, to like weird, like twisted, rotting looking demons, to there's a priest with a fucking shotgun. You know, it's like all this crazy shit.
Kevin's ordering it right now.
Yep, guaranteed.
So I fell in love with this game. And I was like, this is cool. This needs to become a movie. And I ended up getting the rights to it. So
nice.
So I joke with people that like, I complain so much about video game movies, and now I'm throwing my hat into the ring and be like, okay, I'm gonna go out, and I can't wait, because there's going to be people out there that are gonna be like, this adaptation sucks, you know, and I'm gonna be like, I'm that guy. But I get to do that. So we're gonna be working, getting that written, in 2026, and then working towards production. So I'm very excited for Markiplier's adaptation of Iron Lung. That's another indie video game that Markiplier, who's this huge YouTube. It's very indie. It's very indie.
We're actually getting it in my theater next month. I'm like,
yeah,
really?
I want to go. I want to go support
someone.
Go
see that.
Yeah, I want to go support someone who's actually a fan of the material. And for Markiplier, that's a passion project. He did that out of pure passion. It's not like he needed to go make a movie. The guy makes plenty of fucking money as a YouTuber. He's one of the biggest game streamers out there.
Yep.
So he didn't have to go do that. He wanted to go do that, and he sunk everything into it. And it's very ballsy of him to release it himself. It's not
your money where your mouth is.
Yep. So that's sort of like my inspiration is like, I want to see how he does with the material, and I'm probably going to follow his lead of like, because Faith is not a commercialized video game. The closest thing I could describe it is it's very much an art house. You know, I know a lot of people hate the term, but it's like an elevated horror film. You know, it would feel like something A24 would put out. But maybe closer to something like Hereditary than, you know, say some of the weirder shit that they do.
That's a good thing.
But yeah, that's the next thing I get to do. So for people that love horror video games, and definitely go, if Yuns love horror video games, definitely go check out Faith, because I watched video clips and it made me go buy the fucking game. I was like, I need to play this. It looks like an Atari game.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it will, and as an Atari game, it will scare the shit out of you. It will scare the shit out of you.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
I've only ever been scared, truly scared, by one game ever, and it was unfortunately not Resident Evil. Although I did have friends in high school, they're like, dude, I just started playing Resident Evil 2 on surround sound, and my brother scared the shit out of me, man. I swear to fucking God. Which I get that. Like, that game was made for surround sound at the time. But Fatal Frame 2.
First one got me, Fatal Frame.
The first one's okay. I like the first one. I mean, the first two are really good. But the second one was the scariest shit I'd ever seen. And my roommate's girlfriend, or now wife at the time, or girlfriend at the time, wife now, fucking scared the shit out of me one Christmas. Kevin, dinner's ready. Up on the ceiling like fucking Sylvester the cat. Like, Jesus Christ.
Eternal Darkness did that to me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's one that'll fuck with you, because they actually fuck with you as the player. Be like,
oh God, that's
deleting your game, deleting your game save files.
That pissed me off.
So the thing about Faith is it has these like weird, fucked up Atari looking graphics, and a lot of the demons are like really weird scribbles that just move weird, and all the dialogue in that game is text to speech. And you will understand, like, when you're like going through the woods at the beginning of the game, and it's very minimalist, and it's just this like really chiptune music playing that still is effectively creepy. And then you just see this like white squiggle, like spider crawling across the screen going, I have the body of a pig. And you're like, oh,
All right then.
Oh yeah. It will fuck with you. You will. There is some shit in there that actually had me on edge more than playing one of the newer Resident Evil games. I would just feel like, because you only have one button. The only way to fight anything is with a cross. You have to like hold it back with the cross. There is no pick up a shotgun and blow things away. There's no magic spells. You have a fucking cross. That's it. And shit just comes at you, and they'll teleport around you. They really get your fucking nerves unwound. So highly recommend it if you want scary games. That one did a lot with very, very little, and it was made by one person.
Oh wow.
So,
Yep.
So but yeah, with that, I need to jump off of here. It is almost 2 a.m.
Yeah. So before you leave, let us know where we can find you.
Yeah, so you can reach me on Twitter at Mr. Midnight Owl. And then I'm also on Facebook under my name, Brandon Salisbury. You'll see it with this huge, glorious beard and a black and white photo that I apparently can never change because I have a blue check mark and they require you to keep the same fucking photo. So
that's
really
you have to go all the way back through all the verification process to change your profile picture. So I have, and the only reason I got the blue check mark is because obviously Facebook is full of fucking scammers. And as someone now that has, you know, at least people that are interested in my work, I don't want to get hacked. And then, you know, other people get hacked because they were following me. So I get the blue check mark because it's more of a security feature. Less likely anyone can hack you. So it's worth the money each month. But yeah, those are my two primary things. I'm not on Instagram that much. I'm honestly not on Twitter too much. But Facebook is my main thing. So people can follow me on Facebook. That's great. Beyond that, I'm not really around much, though. I usually hover in some people's like live streams. If there's someone live streaming Resident Evil, you will probably see me pop in, even for a minute. I'll probably pop into someone's live stream just to say, "Hey, great game you're playing," and then I fucking bounce out.
There you go.
But I'm usually hovering in Residents of Evil's live streams a lot. You know, they become close friends. You know, I really like JJ and his crew. Really good people. So other than that, you can also find me at Living Dead Weekend. So if anyone wants to come out to Pittsburgh, come to the Monroeville Mall before they tear it the fuck down.
Or they nuke it,
no.
So
no mall should ever be torn down.
It's a great show, and then I'm usually also at Creature Feature Weekend. So great play, like great shows, and it's a great opportunity for people to meet me in person. Either shake my hand or tell me my movies suck. One or the other, you know. Either way, I'm probably 3 or 4 beers deep, you know, just enjoying the event. So, but anyway, thank you for having me. I really
Thanks for joining
appreciated
us, man.
it. And yeah, I'm always around, so I look forward to seeing what all you've got going on. So thank you again.
Thank you, dude. Thank you
Brandon.
very
Have a
much.
good night.
Brandon.
All right, take care.
You too.
Wow.
It was loud.
He was damn cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was educational and fun. Like
infotainment.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like his documentary was like the textbook of comprehensive. There was no, well, what about this left out of the movie? It was all there. With the exception of Constantine Films replying.
I mean, when we were watching it earlier, yeah, we already knew a lot of what he was going over about Romero himself, so that seemed a little bit dry. But when it came, no, it was good. It was really good. It was like you said, it was comprehensive. But when it started going into, especially everything with Constantine Films, because that was a lot of information that I hadn't heard before.
Correct.
So
Same.
that is when it just like he grabbed hold of my brain and didn't let go. I was invested for, you know, pretty much the entirety of that runtime. And now knowing we're going to be getting a director's cut, I am down to watch that.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
That is going to be a lot of fun.
And for those watching, if you haven't seen this yet, Amazon Prime has it for like, what was it, 89 cents?
Yeah, you can rent it for 89 cents. You can buy it for like $1 something. It is worth it.
I say buy it. It's totally cool to watch. It's very, very insightful. If you like either the Night of the Living Dead movies or the Living Dead movies, whatever, or Resident Evil, like it's such a good movie, and it's so well done. I don't know how many movies Brandon's done prior to this, but this is just he fucking railed a home run.
There wasn't a whole lot.
Okay, so like the last documentary I watched was the documentary on scary stories to tell in the dark.
Oh, okay.
Not remotely as good as this. Not remotely.
No, I lost interest in that when I tried to watch it.
Tried and turned it off.
Yeah.
Oh.
I finished it, but this is better than even the documentary that they have on Prime about it, the making of the 1990 movie It.
And that's good. That is really good.
Yeah, that is a very good movie. Like I watched that and then watched the Scary Stories movie. I'm kind of like, it doesn't have the same gravitas.
No, it does not.
It's still cool because I love that book or those books, but it doesn't have the same gravitas as the other documentary. But this is one of the best documentaries I think I've seen since I recognized that voice.
And honestly, you could tell this was a labor of love for him.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I mean, that was just completely on display there. He knocked it out of the park, I thought. I mean, that was a wonderful documentary. We watched that this afternoon after I woke up from my nap.
Hey, I stayed awake through it.
Yeah, Gene stayed awake. Gene's not feeling well, so Gene staying awake through it is good.
I'm as fuck right now, so.
But oh god, I mean this is I'm probably going to, after we get off the stream tonight, I'm probably gonna order a physical copy of that.
Yep, I just got mine. Confirmation just came in on the email.
Nice. I sent friend requests.
I did too.
There you go.
And follows.
Yep.
I'm a fan. I dig his work. I love him as a filmmaker, and it was such an honor to meet the guy.
He was just so personable and put up with our shenanigans, although we did rein it in. We were on our best behavior tonight.
That is the best way to put that. This was our best behavior.
Yep.
I'm impressed.
You should be. We didn't even make any glory hole jokes.
Until I did. But I didn't even use it fully.
There was 2 hours of content that was formatted to be made that didn't actually get used at all. So,
oh darn.
Yeah.
You know what? I think the discussion we had with Brandon was well worth, putting a slight hiatus on our normal format. Because I think we really had some quality content tonight.
Poor Kevin. He did all that work.
It was fun. Yes.
Well, did you want to do your Bonnie Blue joke at least?
No, I'm good. It's late. You guys are. It's very late for you guys.
I got some energy in me.
I'm good.
I've had caffeine.
Well,
sounds like
is this
you're
a
not
first?
doing so
Is
good,
Kevin
Kev.
just being like, hey, Kevin, you want to dip out? I'll take over.
I say, let's skim through them quick.
All right. Well, I don't have a whole lot of sad news to start with today, but it is worth noting that today is the 100th birthday of Dick Van Dyke.
I cannot believe this man made 100, honestly.
I am. So
He
I saw
joked about it.
Yeah, he made a joke that it'd be funny if he died before he hit 100.
Yeah, the day
And-
before he turned 100.
Yeah, because I was remembering back to, when we lost Betty White, because you had all those magazines shooting their load too quickly, going, oh, Betty White at 100, and then she dies, like, what was it, like a couple of days before?
Yeah, like 3 days before.
Yeah, 3 days before. And 'cause it was around your birthday a few years ago, wasn't it? Yeah, it was right around Jean's birthday. And that fucking hurt. But
Yeah.
Then of course, it's Dick Van Dyke being Dick Van Dyke, and it's like, hey, this would be funny, wouldn't it? And we're like, shut the fuck up, you are making it to 100.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
he needs to be protected at all costs.
Yep.
And oddly enough, William Shatner's probably going to hit 100 as well.
Yep.
I fucking hope not.
God, we're gonna lose George Takei and Walter Koenig before we lose him. We're gonna lose Patrick Stewart before we lose him.
That's just going to be what happens. It's so weird. Like, he's going to be the last one standing.
Yep.
We're gonna have
rotten pieces of shit never die.
I could see us losing Will Wheaton before we lose Shatner.
Oh. Don't get me started on that. God.
Dude,
Gesundheit.
Thank you. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. I laughed with weed in my nose. Oh God. And it's not regular weed, it's like the vape, so it just sticks there into your nose hairs.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, I'm sorry you don't know what that's like. Anyway.
PSA from Kevin about.
Yep.
Oh wait, I have a black magic marker here. That clears it up. Anyway.
Sniffing Sharpies.
All right. So the big story of the week, of course, was just voting.
That's right. This happened this week.
Yes, it did.
Bonnie Blue took her bang bus to
That's a mouthful.
That's what it was called. It was Bonnie Blue's bang bus.
Gentlemen, where?
What's up, Jeff?
She took it to Bali, where pornography is not allowed.
Nope.
At all.
Mm-mm.
And if they don't speak English and something like that is a law, dude, just don't.
Yeah. There's being stupid on purpose, and then there's being stupid on purpose.
There's being like, I didn't realize that would happen. Well, you're fucking stupid. Like, come on, man. You're lucky it wasn't fucking Singapore. You're lucky they didn't fucking burn you at the stake for being a goddamn witch.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least getting caned.
Yeah, right? Like, do they know that 1,000 guys came, over 1,000 guys came in you in less than 24 hours? Like, I don't know. But anyway, so as it turned out, they seized her bus.
Hope they don't go with any black light in there.
Oh, jeez, should glow. Be like, let's see. Let's turn. Oh, sure. Now my black light died. There it goes. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, oh, yeah. Look at that glow.
Oh,
yeah, it's a Jackson Pollock.
Oh, what is that? What is that over there?
Not an inch left uncovered.
Yep.
And that's what she said.
So her and like 9 to 12 people that were part of her crew. Yeah. Got arrested. And then eventually they were deported. But the bang bus was confiscated. And
impounded.
Yes.
Impounded.
Something got pounded.
It was impounded. And they seized things from within. They did not disclose what was seized from within the bang bus. But what was seized from within could have led to her serving up to 15 years in prison or some shit like that.
Something like that, yeah.
But as it turns out, they just deported her, and she is not allowed to return to Bali for at least 10 years.
She ain't going back again anyway.
No. Bitch ain't
sure
gonna
they
be
got
relevant enough in 10 years.
Are you sure they got her bus and not the Magic School Bus when they were in the river when the sturgeon jizzed all over it?
Isn't that the same thing?
Yeah, pretty close.
About poisoning the water.
Yeah, that's a little fishy if you ask me.
Magic bus. Oh shit. And then what else did I have that was really goddamn funny? I'm skipping over hours of content. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Where is is that it was awful and horrible and racist, and I loved every second of it.
Oh,
Kevin's
what is
probably
that?
been sitting on it for the whole night.
This one here.
Yeah.
This is the one I was kind of like, oh fuck, man, why do we have a guest tonight? I can't read this story with a guest. Like, I don't. Are they a Christian? Am I going to get burned at the stake? Yeah.
Well, you never got to it anyway, so
yeah.
That's why I put it at the ass end. So I love this headline. So if you're not looking, look at your screen, listeners, and read along. Athena Niganeighbor, the woman who drove a snowplow through a crowd of protesters in Toronto, will no longer be allowed to work on any current or future City of Toronto contracts. City said, yeah, that's it. We're done here.
Good job, Toronto. The same Toronto that had a cocaine-induced politician for a period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not forget Marion Barry.
Yeah.
Or the Maple Leafs.
Mm-hmm.
Did the Maple Leafs all strung out?
Well, probably because they're going to lose again.
Oh, well, anyway. But anyhow,
hey, Sharks had a good night at least.
They're going to the chicken runs. Yay!
Hey, Sharks fought their way back from a 4-goal deficit and won an OT against the Penguins. So I was happy about that.
Oh shit! My godmother's gonna be pissed. Sorry, Mom.
With a smile.
Because the rest of the family are Sharks fans.
Gotcha.
So anyway, golly, this just kind of struck me. This is really weird. Like, she really was flipping us off. Like, she just ran over a bunch of people in a snowplow, and they took a picture of her doing this
with a big old smile.
Yeah,
and I had to stop it. What's that?
She could not have been a Misty then, because had it been a forklift,
she would have killed somebody. There wouldn't have been no try. She would actually have killed them with the forklift.
Yeah, but you'd have people singing it.
Ole!
Huzzah!
But gosh, I couldn't help but to stop and reread the article. Like, wow, that's her name?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Athena? Who names their kid Athena? Like,
you'd be
anymore?
surprised.
Zeus? Like, it's been 10,000 years. I'm sure we can get past that. Like, I don't think I could work with somebody with that name. Like, the boss would just come in and call them, and I would start snickering because, like, that's just an uncommon name.
No, that's when you ask how Hephaestus and Ares are doing.
Yeah. And the best you can be is like, what's up?
What's so bad about Niganeighbor?
Is that
Niganeighbor? Yeah.
Magic fingers? What?
Yeah, magic fingers.
We're going to hell.
Oh my god.
What's that X-Files story you had?
That is Ryan Coogler talking about how he's learning to transition from writing film to writing TV. He basically said that writing a movie, you're writing the most important moment in a person's life. Like that is their moment that defines them as a hero. Whereas he's learning from TV, you are writing about an experience that defines or is a defining moment in their career or their life. And you're just kind of like, oh, long story.
Yeah.
So Ironheart worked out so well for him anyway.
I didn't want to be the first. I didn't.
Don't remind me of that show. God.
You're welcome.
I never watched it.
Oh, don't watch it. Trust me, don't watch it.
On Deadpool VR, they make Mephisto look a little like Sasha, but much more like Mephisto. in the comics than Sasha did in the TV show.
Gotcha.
So yeah, except for in the spoon.
I say in the spoon.
As long as Mephisto doesn't do any Mephisting, we're fine.
No. Let's see here. What
Kevin's going to be disappointed without the fisting now.
Yeah, glory hole tragedy.
I like the fisting. I can't wait for He-Man just so I could see McFisto.
Oh God, that's going to be so bad.
Yeah. Why is Prince Adam and Fisto disappearing?
He-Man.
I got a fist. I'm going to make it disappear.
Because you know what? Once you reach a certain age, you need your prostate examined, and not everyone's got hands big enough to do it properly.
And they didn't buy you a drink first, so
they didn't say anything sweet.
No reach around.
Check you with both their hands on your shoulders. You know.
Consensually squeezing their hands around your neck.
No lube.
And the safe word is Mazel Tov.
Mazel Tov.
I saw a fucking lady with a butterfly tattooed on her neck tonight. I'm like, I know what that is. I played that game. Nasty whore. Sorry, we don't kink shame here.
No, we don't.
We get it.
Everyone's into something.
Yeah. Or someone.
To say at least.
Yep.
Somebody's scrolling around.
I am. Let's see if there's anything interesting.
It's not me. My hands are clean and free.
That's me.
Well, for once.
Shut up.
He didn't get to the glory hole tonight, so.
No, dude.
Well, we had a guest.
Yeah.
I had the worst fucking most rushed night. Like, I hate the holidays. I truly do.
I get you, Kevin.
At least you don't work retail.
No, God, fuck no, that's true.
I did that enough
I'm
years.
so done with that shit from years ago.
I did that enough years.
Can we just salute the retail workers for just a moment? Like, we see you, bitches. All
we
of you.
see you. I
Been there.
I'm reminded of the year of Tickle Me Elmo. I went to work Black Friday at like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and somebody asked if we still had any in stock. I said no, and she gets in my face and goes, "You sold them out intentionally because you knew I was coming to get one tonight."
Yeah, you know it.
I'm like, I just got here 5 minutes ago. I don't even know who you are.
I remember you telling me that.
God damn. I mean, this was fucking 1996, 97?
Yeah, it was definitely around that time because I was in college at that point.
Oh man, it that was when I really started to hate people.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really feel that until 98 when we just screened Titanic and we were all leaving the theater, and they'd screened it early on the Thursday for us because they wanted to do a midnight showing. And they had people lined up in front of the theater doors, not outside of front of Premier Cinemas like they usually do, but Surge let them inside and get their popcorn all ready and shit. And I get it. It was super late. And as we were walking out, Danny DeLuna, one of my dearest friends and greatest coworkers, goes, "Dude, I can't believe the fucking boat sank." And this lady lost her fucking marbles. Completely lost her shit. I started twitching. Thanks, motherfucker.
I had something similar happen. I was working at the Target and we were selling the single. You know, that fucking Celine Dion single. And somebody had asked me, "Oh, have you seen this movie?" I'm like, "No, I have no desire to see it." "Oh, it's supposed to be so great and this and that and the other." I said, "I already know the boat sinks." "Well, thank you for ruining the movie for me." I just looked at this woman and I said, "Have you never opened a history book?"
Yeah.
Wow. because like we
Well,
were.
don't start spoiling the Odyssey for people.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! The fucking
It's gonna happen.
They're already saying in the prelude, like, or they're
Prologue.
announcing that in this prologue that they're doing, that it starts out with Matt Damon coming out of the Trojan horse.
Yep.
And someone comments on there, nothing says Greek like Matt Damon. I'm like, how about Michael Douglas? Shut the fuck up. Fucking
No.
Michael Madsen? No? All right, keep shutting the fuck up then.
You're right.
You gave me flashbacks, Chad, when you talked about Tickle Me Elmo. I was working at Radio Shack at the time. We didn't sell them, but people were coming in and pissed that we were not selling them. We're like,
why would you?
Radio Shack.
You're
We
Radio
don't
Shack.
Sell toys.
Well, you got toys, but yeah, but they're Radio Shack toys, not Tickle Me Elmo. Christ's sakes.
My aunt got my dad to come into work like super early to get one. He was a pharmacist for one of the major chains, and he went in and he was able to score one, and he kept getting asked at work throughout the weeks and days leading to Christmas, like, hey, is there any chance that you might have a Tickle Me Elmo behind there? Because there's a lot of women that he worked with in the pharmacy, and my God, like all of them would look over and be like, what the fuck? We do not handle that shit over here. Why are you asking us? We don't actually work in the store.
I remember when I was younger, my dad was doing retail management. This was the Christmas of the Cabbage Patch Kid.
Oh.
And he would come
I remember
home
this.
and tell my sister and me about fights he
Yes.
would see. And he would look at us both and go, if I ever hear about either one of you acting like this for any reason, you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
I got to look that up because that's the thing, and it's fucking entertaining as hell. Like bitches full on duking it out over Cabbage Patch dolls.
I think it was the only time a toy craze where most people got injured and killed was the Cabbage Patch or Tickle Me Elmo. It's one of the two. One of the I know there's the top two, but
I think
can't
it was
remember
the
which one is
Cabbage Patch.
I think
I
so,
want to say it
too.
was Cabbage Patch.
Mm-hmm.
I had one.
That was-
We named him Andy.
Mm-hmm. People got trampled, beaten
Oh
up.
God,
Yeah, I think
people!
it was Cabbage Patch.
Yeah, people were getting beat up like crazy.
Mhm.
My dad always hated the
1983.
holidays.
I always loved Black Fridays because I would just, or of recent years, up until a certain point where you just grab your coffee, grab something to eat, and wait for the YouTube videos to show up showing all these people being stupid at Black Friday.
My kids did what I used to do. Go to Black Friday just to be in the way of people. Just to piss them off and like pretend you're trying to grab something and you're not. And I told them that story and they loved it so much. So when they all got old enough, I think my youngest one was 16 at the time, they all went out and started doing that. And I was so proud.
I just sleep in.
Yeah, I do. We don't even deal with it.
I shop online.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, that's what I mainly do.
That's my virtual fighting with people.
Mm-hmm. So you didn't like your photo of you at the Bullet Boy concert?
Oh God.
Pop
That's
rock
funny,
band that wasn't big. I was going to say Kagagushu, but Bullet
Kajagoogoo?
Boys were worse. Or Kashagugu, yeah.
Who's he?
But,
What's it?
Flaccid? What?
Kagagushu.
Kevin's very aware of what flaccid is.
Roofie! Ooh!
I was trying to think of really bad pop rock. And I'm like,
God, at
yeah.
our ages, I think we're all aware of what flaccid is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. I found it. I don't know if we're going to be sharing somebody else's
is
ad.
the
though.
loyalty
We are.
program for renters that helps turn your monthly rent payments into flights, hotels, Lyft rides, Amazon.com
Not
purchases,
sponsored
and
by-
so much.
Right.
Rent at joinbilt.com/YouTube. That's joinbilt.com/YouTube.
Jesus Christ.
Can I have 2?
The customers were standing in front of this store at 7 o'clock this morning. The store didn't open until 9.
Only
And
7?
only a few Cabbage Patch dolls were going on sale.
Once the coupons were given out to those few parents who would be allowed
Andy
to
Richter?
buy a doll, the
Yeah.
word was given out that the dolls would be given out behind the store, out back at the freight entrance. And then the race was on.
That
Otherwise
sounds
dignified,
bad.
calm, mannerly parents broke into a sprint.
Well, I had to take what they gave me, and they gave me a boy, and I wanted a girl. This is my second trip around. My husband works here, and I can't even get what I want.
I'm missing work. I'm late for work to get this for my little girl. I'm not going to tell my boss. I'm trying to get there now.
Waited here since 7:30.
Hope your boss didn't see that
Where's
you were
the
on
fight?
the
In fact, I
news.
ran around and got another ticket.
And within a matter of minutes, it was over.
You did not get a Cabbage Patch doll this morning.
No, I did not.
I'm gonna go kill someone.
How badly do you want one?
Very, very badly.
I suck your
One
dick.
woman told us she's going to call her sisters in
Yes,
Nebraska
you would.
and Illinois to see if they can get her a
Yeah,
doll.
she's underneath the
If
camera
not,
right now.
She's going to drive to Pennsylvania.
What is it, 2
Oh.
hours to go to Pennsylvania? I think it's worth going there. If not, I'll try California. I have a niece that lives in California. All over.
Things have
right.
reached such a point that this store in Clifton, New Jersey, has set up a Cabbage Patch trading post. They decided it doesn't matter much that the doll retails for $21 if you can't buy one. So they'll pay you $40 for any Cabbage Patch doll you bring in, and then they'll turn around and sell it for $50. You just spent
Jesus.
$50 for a
Scalpers.
doll that cost $20.
True.
Should have cost $20.
Should have cost $20, right?
Why?
Because by the time I go looking in the stores, it'll cost me $30 in gas and aggravation.
You
This
dumb
is what all the
bitch.
fuss is about. Why are full-grown adults fighting over these? Well, here's one reason.
I want to get it.
Josh Howell, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Tough shit, kid.
Right?
Yeah, you learn.
No, you
Soon
don't get to
enough.
open it. Just look at it.
Yeah.
They
Those are
used to
collector's
fight.
items, kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we didn't know that back then. God damn
Never
it.
had one.
Me either.
No.
Never wanted one.
No.
Nope. I wanted my pet monster.
Yes.
I
That
thought it
was
was
cool.
cool. Had chains and handcuffs and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Who knew I would be in the kink?
Spike. Spike. Oh, yeah.
But again, we don't kink shame here.
No shaming.
But now I just realized where that came from. This is my pet monster all along.
Kevin's gonna find some girl. Can you wear this blue fursuit?
and this orange chain and handcuff. Thank you.
And they need to be fuzzy.
It's cool. They're Velcro, baby. It's cool. And
you
lastly,
can
can you wear this big nose?
You know, if you can't find the Velcro, they do make bondage tape that doesn't stick to skin.
Mm-hmm. Give 2 thumbs up for that stuff.
Yes, I know. I know. We're all into something.
It's called being human. Come on.
I didn't have kids all the time when I was married, you know.
That's how he got kids.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, see? And then there's like me and Jeff, we're child free. So we didn't have to worry about it.
Well, the way marriage with kids works is like you have all that fun, nasty sex, and they're like, I want to have a baby. You're like, all right. And then that fun, nasty sex is no longer fun and nasty.
Turns into a job, doesn't it?
Yes. Yep. And you're just kind of like, I wonder what Alpha's doing right now.
Just watch Married with Children instead.
Betty's chasing the cat. Lucky tastes good.
Not that kind of cat, though.
No.
I don't know you guys. I'm still having a lot of fun.
Fuck off.
Yeah, but see, his kids are out of the
Even
house.
before the show. So.
Keeping
I
it
was
classy like always with Skeeter.
I was cold and had to pee before the fucking show. I was very unhappy.
Might want to have that looked at, Kevin.
And then working really hard to fix the Bonnie Blue picture. First, I was like, you know what? I wonder if the subtle joke of bang bang would be really funny. Yeah, I bet it would.
I got that right away. I'm like, oh, nice with cactus.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, okay. And I looked at it for a second, and I had it on the right side, and I'm like, it's just not right. It needs a bus over here and McFoley over there going bang bus. I was like, oh man, show me the kid that watched Classic Concentration as a kid growing up on TV.
Hey, it's like when you put Flash Gordon in a Hooters.
Yeah.
The good times.
Sam Jones.
He wants to punch my dick.
Mm-hmm.
Not without paying first. I mean, we don't kink shame on this show.
Yeah.
No, just your profession.
Oh, one last thing, if we could show people something that's like totally worth
I
showing.
was thinking this too.
Yeah. This is very cool.
The trailer, we can't show it because it's Warner Brothers, of course, but the trailer for Supergirl came out this week, and it was really neat. Not cool, but it was really neat.
It looks fun.
Yeah.
It was alright.
Yeah. It's going to be comparable to Superman. I don't know that it's going to be as good as Superman because James Gunn's not doing it, but David is in it. A bunch of characters are returning. I think this is going to be okay. But we got to see apparently got to see Lobo in this image here, and I can't
brightened up though.
Yes, this is much brightened up.
Yeah, 'cause that was a blink and you miss it.
Yeah, I did not notice it in the when I was watching the preview, like in real time, did not catch it.
Yeah.
I saw this and then caught a few screen grabs of it, and then I saw this particular image here where the person's like, "Yeah, we lightened it up." I was like, "Oh, you know that trick too? Awesome." Which is just putting a white sheet over it and putting the translucency down to 1%. I think that's just a picture of Jason Momoa when he's hanging out with Les Claypool. That's all that is. If you YouTube Jason Momoa, Les Claypool, that's a picture in that video that you're going to see. It's not bad. That's just what it is.
Now, is he hanging with Primus or the Frog Brigade?
Primus.
Okay. But there's nothing wrong with the Frog Brigade.
No. Actually, I think it's actually just him and Les. It's a video of them being miners trying to get the same stake or stake the same claim, and they have to duke it out guitar style or something. I don't recall, but it was pretty cool. It was stupid but cool. It was Primus.
Yeah,
or it was Les Claypool. That's all I could say. Personality wise.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, what do you guys think?
He makes a better looking Lobo than he did an Aquaman. I'll tell you that.
Yes.
Fucking hey, man.
Well, he's only been wanting to do Lobo since Stargate Atlantis days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I say he's got that Stargate Atlantis.
Early 2000s. When he did the Stargate Atlantis show, he was very adamant. Like, hey, if I ever got to play a comic book character, I want to play Lobo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's got the look down pat.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the picture of him and Roman Reigns together this week?
I did not.
He's fucking bigger than Roman.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's like, holy shit.
Well, yeah, with the Street Fighter trailer, it's like,
does Roman wear fucking lifters in the ring or some shit? Yes, I'm sure he does, but
well, they also put him in the ring with people who are a little bit shorter than him.
Mm-hmm.
The only one that they can't get away with that on is Brock Lesnar.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fair. I don't know. I'm pretty excited for this. He's not going to be a main villain in any way, shape, or form, I'm sure, but
They'll
He's
probably
gonna be a-
start off with him being kind of a villainish character, but by the end of the movie, he's going to be helping.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
never really a villain to begin with. He was always,
He was a bounty hunter.
Oh yeah, bounty hunter. Then he was part of this group called Legion for a little while.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that.
And I mean, and that would be something like kind of deep cut that I could see Gunn doing it at some point, is if they really wanted to do like the space characters, have Legion and the Green Lantern Corps and the Dark Stars all doing that shit, and then just have Lobo being a complete dick to everybody. It'd be great.
Yeah, just being that the kind of the way Nathan Fillion was, being an asshole in Superman, but
Mhm.
to that nth degree because it's Lobo.
And him telling everybody to go frag off.
Yes, very specifically, frag off or frag themselves. Yeah, that's essential for Lobo.
Yes.
If it's not said, what are we even doing here?
Yeah, if it's not said in Supergirl, then that will be a definite failing grade for that film.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to have Lobo in there, you got to do it right.
Kinda. So, anyways, that was all the like main fun stuff that was on the news this week. The rest of it was all meh.
Jibber jabber. Yeah.
Yeah. Jibber jabber deaths, which are sad at this point in the evening. We've had too much fun for that shit.
Yes.
Did I mention that chick's name was Athena?
Yes, you did.
All right, just check.
At Hina.
She might have been very wise. We don't know, but apparently not enough to fucking not put the snowplow through the fucking protesters.
Oh my god.
I don't even know what they're protesting. All I could think of is fucking hippies and shit like that. Like,
I was gonna say hippie shit.
There's quite a bit going on in Toronto. So
the Eric Cartman in me is going, goddamn hippies.
I ran you over with the plow.
Yeah, so I'm not getting into the politics of that. All I can think of is just Cartman and goddamn hippies. And she's in a tractor flipping people off. And her name's Athena.
Kevin's not gonna let this one go for a while.
Nope.
What up, my Athena?
Oh my god.
He went there.
The Greeks are like, that is our word.
Good job. I knew
Or
you could,
you could go Roman, call her Minerva.
Yeah.
I want that dollar now if we don't get monetized for this. I love you guys.
Right back at you, dude.
Yep.
For it, Kevin.
Next 20 minutes, all about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you're all done, we can wrap it up here.
I'm all done. I'm exhausted.
All right. Well, let's go around the horn. Let everybody know where they can find you and what you got coming up next. Chad.
I'm on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky. For all of your scintillating cat content, it is at Mr. Peterman.
It is Catterday.
Yes, it is Catterday. And I haven't posted a single one of my cats. I'm fired.
Show us your pussy. I think Gene got you covered.
Who said that? Yeah, I posted cats earlier.
Yeah, Gene posted a couple pictures of Nala earlier.
There you go. And Skeeta.
Here Thursday nights on Sons and Shadows Network for the Stargate Files with Jeff. Otherwise, you can find me on Facebook or Instagram under the Stargate Files and Thread. X at Skeeter, the Stargate Files.
Cool. And Kevin, you want to take us on out of here tonight?
Oh, yeah. You know what? Join us again here every Saturday night at 9 p.m., at least for now. for our Deadwire live stream with the whole crew together. Thursday, of course, is Steve and Jeff. Tuesday nights will be Jeff and myself. This week on 0 Point Reviews, we're reviewing the 2007 movie Black Christmas. Was it 2007? Yeah.
2006 or 2007, one of the two.
Yeah, which I am like super excited to see because I've wanted to watch this movie for almost 20 years and I've just yet to be able to get to see it. So now's my time. And then this Friday on Nostalgia TV, where we review TV shows that have been canceled long before their time was due, we're reviewing, is it the tail end? Yes, the tail end of season 2 of Farscape.
That is correct.
Yeah. So definitely check us out. Click like and subscribe, and you will never miss one of our shows.
Absolutely not. And Skeeter, what do you say on every stream when we end?
Come try it.
See you next time, boys and girls.
Get out.